really nice weather today. Although there was a lot of crazy stuff happening, I guess, just around the world and with news and stuff in general that I read. Although the first interesting thing is, as you guys know, there was that weird T-Series thing where for some reason they're trying to claim copyright to stuff that they don't actually own. It's known too that a lot of people actually abuse this system where just because they don't like something, they'll actually use this copyright as a way to stop it from being shown, even though they don't have a case at all, so to speak. But you can imagine if it's a smaller individual and it's a big company, the individual will probably just give up saying, oh, I don't have the resources to fight them on this. But in this case, I was 100% in the right. There's no and, if, or buts about it. And so I decided to submit the counterclaim because from this next step, according to the YouTube before, they would have to actually proceed this to like a court proceeding or something like that. And you can imagine if they're harassing me with all these fake copyright claims and all that, can you imagine afterwards having to go to, I don't know, a court or something like that? Look at to the extent these guys were willing to bully someone when they had no case. I could just imagine that getting really messy, especially on their end. So ultimately today I got the result, and yeah, I guess I defeated T-Series. David versus Goliath, I guess. So they actually released the claim and all that. Well, they didn't release the claim. I guess YouTube decided, well, they didn't act onto it. So yeah, they're reinstating the video and stuff like that, and they're removing all the strikes and whatever. There wasn't too much rah about it. It's pretty straightforward. It just says here, we've completed processing your counter notification. The following videos have been restored unless you have deleted them. And that says the YouTube team. So I believe they basically didn't respond within the time limit because it said they gave them 10 to 14 days. But can you imagine if they actually went through with that? I actually do remember when they had that battle with the PewDiePie or whatever. Apparently they did submit some kind of legal lawsuit like in India to get that video blocked or something like that, like one that they didn't like. So it's kind of crazy. I don't know much about this company or whatever because they're based in India again. Apparently they're supposed to be pretty big, but just based on this, it almost feels like they have this mafia mob mentality type of approach. I mean, who does that where you copyright strike or whatever when you have absolutely no case to it? And you can't say, oops, it was by accident necessarily, because previously, as I mentioned, they withdrew their claim. So they have to have known to a certain extent, oh, there's something wrong here. Speaking about mafia and stuff like that, apparently here in the Vancouver area, there's been huge amounts of, I guess, shootings for some reason with gang-related incidents. That's what they say anyways. This is a first to my knowledge, unless someone knows there's been an event like this before. Apparently there was a shooting at the airport here in Vancouver. And you can see here, even like these tweets from the homicide team. It says, IHITs deploying to YVR. A man was shot and killed this afternoon near the domestic departure terminal. And apparently just from reading the news, they eventually found what they thought was the suspect's car, and I guess they burnt it to destroy any evidence or anything like that. But what's with all these shootings and stuff here recently? It's kind of ironic too. It's kind of that topic, remember I said I don't use a gun and so forth, but I read all that news about them banning guns for safety reasons. I even said during that time in the video, I don't feel more safe with that law or whatever, because just from what I read, it sounded like it restricted law-abiding people. I don't think these guys are law-abiding people, so in that sense I don't feel any safer in terms of those laws or whatever they're creating for firearms or whatever. You should focus on stuff like this, especially in these cases too, where they're willing to go out in broad daylight at an airport where I'm imagining there's hundreds of cameras or whatever everywhere. How do you have the confidence to actually do something like that? So hopefully everything actually calms down wherever the heck is going on. And then I was reading how drone delivery is taking off in other parts of the world. It says here, Royal Mail delivers 2 UK firsts with autonomous drone parcel deliveries to the Scilly Isle alongside intra-island drone deliveries of test kits. And as they say here, Royal Mail has also become the first UK parcel carrier to use a drone to deliver parcels, including essential PPE items to remote communities on the islands. The company is trialing scheduled autonomous flights for 1 month between the Cornish mainland and the Isles of Scilly to help better connect remote island communities. And for the companies involved, it says the project has been developed via a consortium led by Drone Prep, Skyports, Consortium Limited, Excalibur Healthcare Services, University of Southampton, and Wind Racers Limited. It has been funded by UK Research and Innovation. So lots of people involved in this, and again, it's a pretty big milestone. They say here specifically too, it can fly in poor weather conditions such as fog and all that. And as well, it says here, the larger UAV can carry roughly 100 kilograms worth of mail of all shapes and sizes, equivalent to a typical delivery round. That's not too bad if they can actually do that. Will the public actually accept it though? I guess that's something that we'll have to wait and see.
Holy smokes.
Sorry.
Oh, is that awesome?
They got a rain shower.
Alright, see you guys later.